Hello and welcome to another episode of Andy's Chomping at the Bit, brought to you by Big Andy Media, the official sponsor of every Friday episode of Andy's Chomping at the Bit. So today well, I've decided that I'm going to talk about balance, particularly in health. Um, so as you see on the screen, I mentioned physical, mental, and spiritual health. Uh, Usually when I talk about it, I mention emotional health, but really emotional health falls under mental health. Mental health is your overall psychological health, and emotional is within that. Um, but I'll focus on that from time to time. But the reason I've chose this is because, well, this week has been I had less stuff on my schedule this week, which is typically a good thing. It's a great thing. Um, but I wasn't very productive on Monday, and I wrote that off more as, well, I was busy the last few weeks with singing for a cause, our requested performance. I threw in an extra one, so I didn't get that typical pause and everything. Um, but that wasn't necessarily true because then Tuesday wasn't very productive, and neither was Wednesday, and Thursday was kind of productive, uh, but nowhere near where it should have been. I have a jingle that I need to put the finishing touches on still, and this week would have been perfect for that. I had plenty of time to do it. Um, but there's two options I could look at when I noticed this trend. There's one, I can do what it sounds like initially, and just spend the whole time beating myself up over it, or I can break down my past trends over the last week or so and really analyze everything a little bit more, I guess, not really rationally, more statistically based, I guess. Look for the patterns, and I love patterns. So if I go back over the last week or two, really I'd say last 2 weeks, one thing I can tell you is I was maintaining my exercise, so that's good, but I was not maintaining my diet. Uh, I was eating a lot more unhealthy, heavily processed, high carb, high sugar. Sugar is carb, but a lot of a lot of junk food, I guess, is the easiest way to put it. Uh, and so even though I was exercising, I gained a little bit of weight from that. I mean, I think like 2 or 3 pounds, or more about 2 pounds over the last week because I lost a little bit yesterday. Um, but the whole changing the diet, not eating healthy, putting the stuff into my body that I was putting in, uh, that played a factor. I also wasn't getting as much sleep as I needed to be. I threw off my entire schedule trying to fit everything, so my I was neglecting the amount of sleep I needed. Um, which once again, by itself wouldn't be too bad because I can fix that pretty easily on the sleep schedule. But so now you got the poor eating, you've got the lack of sleep, uh, and the final little bit, you know, continuing with the mental side, I'd say is I wasn't pausing enough to take the opportunity to um, well, I was going to games and stuff and spending time with family and friends, but I wasn't doing enough during the week as far as social, and that was taking a factor on me, and that falls on my shoulders 100%. I had the opportunities, I just I chose to focus my energy elsewhere, and so that took a factor also. And lastly, if you think I was doing my prayers and everything, so that was good. Spiritually, I felt I was doing well. I still do think I was doing well. Um, because I think that's part of why I'm still going right now. The reason I'm mentioning this is because I had I look at it like a stool, so three legged stool, and really you can use three, the 3 points is the most stable, structurally you can have. So anything with 3 legs is going to be structurally stable typically. But imagine taking one of those legs out or shortening it drastically. Now you're less stable. If you have all three legs equal length and spread equally, you're going to have some stability, right? So you can apply that I've been applying it to my health as well. Um, I let my physical health slip a little bit with the lack of sleep, with the lack of proper nutrition that I neglected for multiple days, and then it started adding up, and I wasn't scheduling wisely, um, and that kind of that's what it did is the physical health created a chain reaction which started affecting my mental health. All of a sudden, I was feeling tired. I was feeling stressed out and worn out. And yeah, some of that, like I said, was from the scheduling. As far as um, the extra preparation for the performances and other things I'm doing as far as expanding and the behind the scenes projects that I'm doing for some clients. But a lot of the uh, the physical neglect is what really was, I feel, causing that the most. Um, I'm by no means an expert, nor will I ever uh, try pretending I am or claim I am. But it's an observation I've made that when I neglected, the last couple weeks, some aspects of my physical health, it was starting to impact my mental health. And like I said, I am very fortunate it didn't hit me hard on the spiritual health side of things. Um, that fortunately I was able to. I'm keeping that intact. Uh, but within mental health, even the emotional side, when you know, I fortunately I didn't have too many severe, any kind of severe swing as far as being really sad or um, being overly aggressive or angry. But it was taking a toll in other ways as far as emotionally. I I wasn't getting quite as happy. I guess not really happy. I'd say passionate. I'm usually very passionate about, well, pretty much any chance I get a chance to talk. I'm pretty passionate about the subjects. But I was just out of it. If that makes sense. Feeling sluggish, feeling tired, uh, starting out slow, and so yeah, I didn't get to what I wanted to get to. It was perfect opportunity as far as the week. All the opportunity was there for me. And though I didn't accomplish it, this is kind of a big point that I keep stressing too. I can beat myself up over what I failed as far as the initial opportunity. So this is the new opportunity. I have the opportunity to look at the week at a glance there, looking back and learn from it. I have the chance to hit the pause button real quick and go, okay, what was causing this? Was there a particular event that caused this? No, not that I can think of right now. Were there certain aspects of my health that I broke from that I changed up? Well, yeah, I've noticed for a few days that my eating habits were off, and I just started getting them in line. Like I said, 2 days ago, so yesterday I saw a little bit of a dip as far as the weight, but I've got to string some days together, and I can either stress about it and beat myself up, or I can simply do my best to take the approach of, okay, that's already happened. What am I doing now? What can I do now? Um, I don't have to play makeup. I simply, let's start doing the right thing now. Uh, but I do know that my if I start neglecting uh, one area, so for instance, I need to get my physical health up a bit as far as the nutrition, as far as the sleep schedule, right? Well, if I put all of my energy focusing on just my physical health and then I start neglecting my spiritual health or my mental health or both, it's going to do the whole thing again, the chain reaction. Or say I let the physical health go and I just focus on the mental and the spiritual. Eventually, either the mental or the spiritual is going to start slipping too. It's going to be harder to maintain both of them for one. This is just from my observations, my own experience. Uh, it's going to be hard to maintain them. And even worse is once one goes, now you're left with one leg left. And that is extremely hard for me um, to keep afloat at that point. That's that's the put on the life preserver, we're going down kind of moment. So that balance is crucial for me. If I you know I literally I started something new today um because of the observation I made, and I felt that, sorry about that. I felt that it was important that I do some things to get, I guess, more safe holds in case there's any slipping or anything like that in the future. And it's just an extra boost, I guess you could say, to the mental health. And so what I have here is I have um my whiteboard, and I am grateful for, and then I have today's, actually, yeah, today's date. And I put, so for what I'm grateful for today is the good people I met during my darkest moments. I know the glare is blurring out moments, but right there it says moments. So anyway, so that's what I am grateful for today. Now tomorrow I get to put a new one on. Let's see, tomorrow's Saturday. Tomorrow I won't be working, so I won't put one on then. But this is my work area. But probably at some point Sunday I will. Monday I definitely will. You know, throughout the week, next week. It's just something. It's a good habit for me to get into. I already go over gratitude when I'm praying, but sometimes I just need to simply pause and not just think about it, not just say it in prayer, but write it out. It's healthy to write it out. As far as I find it healthy. I can't. Like I said, once again, I'm not an expert. I you know I need to write it out personally. It's kind of like when I can't sleep and I have a dream that's keeping me up. I have to write it out, then I can sleep. Because I have vivid dreams, and every now and then they repeat or continue. So that's how I've been able to end those. I can do another one on dreams sometimes if I haven't already, but I think I already did dreams. Anyway, so that finding that balance between the three, and I'm grateful that I'd say for really since late April, early May, definitely since June, I've been doing really well as far as balancing those three: the physical, mental, and spiritual health. So that's where I'm at today. I'm blessed to still be here. I'm grateful right now. Also, aside from that I'm in a position. today where I can have something like this and be able to step back, have the awareness to step back and go, okay, what's causing this? This isn't the way I want to be. This isn't how I've been. What's causing this to happen? Is it something that might? Is it a past event? Is it neglecting one of those three phases? If it's say it's mental health, is it something that I'm doing wrong, or is it something that might be imbalance in medication? Um, and which I take medication for PTSD for bipolar depression, and so they're very crucial as far as my mental health. So if I notice something like that, I have to go through this checklist, and I'm grateful that I'm able to do that now because bad things happen when you let something slip. Uh, and I don't have an interest in going back to the life I was living. Um, Nor do I have interest in going to the life before my active addiction either, because that was one heck of a mask I was wearing. In fact, one of these daily biscuits will be, not daily biscuits, one of these Andy's Chomping at the Bits will be about masks. Because I could really go, maybe that'll be next Friday. Um, but yeah, so that's what I've got for you today for balance, especially focusing in on health in particular, as far as the physical, mental, and spiritual side of things. There, you know, I've there's a lot of room for me to grow. My understanding is better than where it used to be. But like I said, I can grow in that aspect. I can grow in actually applying it. So I'm just grateful that I'm here today, that I'm able to recognize it, like I said, and then I'm able to not beat myself up when I make a mistake. Uh, because that was one of my hardest things to do is let go. You make a mistake when something happens, when someone else makes a mistake, let go. Don't forget, learn, but let go. So yeah, that's everything in a nutshell on that one. But I also want to mention real quick that uh, coming up here on in the beginning of November, I'm going to be announcing the new Singing for a Cause charity spotlight charity. Uh, this current one that's going on is Bluebird Cancer Retreats of West Michigan. They are a very, very good organization if you want to look into them. Their website is Bluebird MI, right? See, I got it right behind me. Yeah. BluebirdMI.org. Had to make sure I got it right. Didn't want to screw it up on this. And they have information on how you can volunteer, donate, great in-depth information on their services. So you can also visit bigandymedia.com/singing for a cause if you want more specifics on that event and uh, the ins and outs of it. So I'd like to take the time also to mention that this has been presented once again by Big Andy Media, the official sponsor of every Andy's Chomping at the Bit Friday episode. So thank you for listening. I look forward to giving you guys my daily biscuits on this coming Monday and Wednesday, and another Andy's Chomping at the Bit again on next Friday. Take care.